find a way to overcome that. We were pretty beat up. We had a number of guys not practice this week on offense, and it showed today. Quite a few of them just played without even practicing hardly at all, and that's extremely difficult. So I told the team I was proud of them. They had their back against the wall, and they found a way to win on the road. So that was a good win for our team. But looking forward to a week off where we can get a little recovery with our guys.
Very good. Members of the media, if you have a question for head coach Mike Gundy, please click raise hand, and we're going to try and get to everybody. Our first question is going to come from Garen Emig from the Tulsa World. Go ahead, Garen.
Mike, we've asked you about LD Brown's emergence a few times this year. Never came in handier, it seems, than today when you were looking for a spark. He was the one that sort of gave that to you, it looked like.
He's been good all year, Garen. He practices hard. He's got a smile on his face. His attitude's good. He's unselfish, and I'm very proud of him. You know, he stuck around a long time. He's backed up a lot of good running backs in our organization, and he's getting his shot this year. He didn't practice much all week. In fact, he practiced a little bit Thursday, and that's about it. So kudos to him for fighting through an injury and coming out and making some plays.
Was Chuba a little banged up? I saw him limp off at one point during the game.
Yeah, Chuba didn't practice this week either.
Yeah.
I worked a little bit at tailback, and that was about it.
Okay, thanks.
Coach, I mean, I can't remember a game where this many key frontline guys were injured or in obvious pain or missed the game. What's the mindset for a game like this?
I'm not sure. You know, Tevin went down, and then the next play we put the backup in, and then he went down, and then I don't know who we put in after that. And then Tevin came in 8 or 10 plays later. We're down to so many young guys, I'm not even sure who's playing anymore on the offensive line.
All right, our next question is going to come from Hallie Hart from the Oklahoman. Go ahead, Hallie.
Hi, Coach Gundy. How important was it to the outcome of this game just for the defense getting those third quarter stops and then Jason Taylor having that touchdown in the fourth quarter?
Obviously, it was big. We played okay offensively in the second half, but it wasn't anything to write home about. So our defense needed to make plays. And then obviously we got a strip, and the ball went in Jason's hand, and he was able to score. And then in the end, Trey Sterling made the play on the overthrow, gave us a chance. So, defense, was able to step up and score a touchdown. And percentages will tell you when a defense scores a touchdown, you really have a good chance of winning the game. So that's what happened today. That's why we won the football game.
What did you think of what Brennan Presley was able to do with that touchdown too?
Well, as we progress and as Brennan gains experience, his role will increase. He's traditionally been a gamer, made a lot of plays in high school. We gave him the ball, I think, on a 3rd and 15 or something. I don't know what it was, and he was a well-organized play. Was blocked well, but he still made a play. Dipped in, dipped back out, ran in, got to the corner of the end zone.
Thank you.
Our next question is going to come from Frank Bonner from the Tulsa World. Go ahead, Frank.
Hey, Mike, after, losing that close game last week and then coming and grinding this one out, what do you think that does for the confidence of being able to pull a close one out after the tough one last week?
I told the team after the game that this was a really big game for them because we limped through practice this week on both sides of the ball. We didn't get quality work. And when you don't get quality work during the week in practice, the results usually aren't very good. But they found a way to win the game, and ultimately that's all that matters. It wasn't easy and it wasn't pretty, but they found a way to win the football game. And I told them, it's got to be them. The coaches can't do it. We can't do it. Players got to make a decision to get it done, and that's what they did.
And obviously the turnovers were a lot better this week. And just what did you think about the way you guys were able to protect the ball?
Well, we did protect the football. We were better. It's very important. As we move forward, we have to be as efficient as possible with the ball. And then we were really good on special teams coverage today. We challenged our players early in the week, challenged again this morning, and then each time when they went on the field. concerning Kansas State's return game on punt and kickoff. That was also a big part of the game.
Thank you, Mike.
Coach, we respect that. We've got to get packed up here and get on a bus, so we're going to make this the last question. So it'll be a little bit shorter than normal here. But our final question for Coach Gundy is going to come from Joseph Fazio from the Ocala. Go ahead, Joseph.
Mike, in the first half, Kansas State had 168 rushing yards and cut it down to 59 in the second half. What do you think helped your defense cut down it by 100 yards in the second half?
Well, at the end of the half, we were trying to get in an aggressive play and maybe choke them out, call timeout, and get good possession. Right before the half, quarterback creased us on I don't know, maybe an 80-yard run or something. That was a big part of it. But we still have to improve a little bit in the quarterback run. We'll have to look at the tape and see where we were deficient and clean that up somewhat. But our effort was really good in the second half, and I think that we kept them in a lot of third and longs, and so that's how we were able to kind of slow them down a little bit in the second half.
I'm going with the team was already down with Colby. You know, he didn't play today, and then you had two great defensive plays by your secondaries with the interception by Trey Sterling and Jason Taylor getting the fumble recovery. Just talk a little bit about how much players had to step up today when there were so many injuries.
Well, they do, and we don't ever talk about it, but they needed credit this week for fighting through where they were and finding a way to play on the road and win this game. It's extremely difficult when you don't have your guys practicing. Even though some of them are veteran guys, you have to practice. So we were able to pull one away today without really being as prepared as we should have been.
All right, thanks, Mike.
Okay, Coach, I lied. I'm sorry. We've got one more thing here. We've known you long enough to know how much you value toughness, discipline, all those types of things. Does a win like this give you extra satisfaction? Is there almost more pride in a win like this?
Well, this win proves that our culture and our team chemistry is strong. So, in my 31 years of coaching and 16 as a head coach, you don't win a game like this if your culture and your team chemistry is not strong. That's just my opinion. I've seen it. And you get your backs against the wall and somebody's got to make a play. Then toward the end of the game, when we punt it, they got a minute 49 left. They only got to get a field goal. So it's not a matter of letting the clock run out. You got to stop them because they got the wind and they have a good kicker. So our guys had to go out and find a way to make it stop versus just letting the clock run out. So without really good culture and team chemistry, players caring about each other, my history is you don't win these games.